All right, class, today's topic is decimal numbers. What's our objective? You ready?
Decimal numbers.
Decimal numbers. From the right of the decimal point, every place we go gets 10 times smaller. To the left, we get 10 times bigger. We'll review quickly. Tenths place, hundredths place, thousandths place, 10,000ths. We're going to do a few places to the right of the decimal today. So how do I say decimal numbers? I say 123 and 45. Think about the place value of the 5. This is tenths. This is hundredths. So I say 45 hundredths. 123 and 45 hundredths. How do I say that, class? Get ready?
123 and 45 hundredths.
Very good. How do I say this one? I'm going to go 12 and, again, the 5 is in the hundredths place, so I just say 5 hundredths. How do I say that, class? Get ready?
5 and 5 hundredths.
Got it. So this one I'd say 125. What place value is that? What's the place value, think? You ready?
Thousands.
Thousands. So I say 125 thousandths. There's nothing in front of it, so I don't have to say an and. I just say 125 thousandths. How do I order decimal numbers least to greatest? Well, I see that there's 3 digits on this, 2 digits, 1 digit. I'm going to make them all the same so I can compare them easier. So I'm going to stack them, 0.5, 0.41, 0.005, sorry, 0.405. And now I'm going to put little fillers in to make them all have the same number of digits. Now I'm going to compare the first digit. So my smallest is obviously the 0.05. I'm going to write it in its original form. My next one, I'm going to look at the 4 and 4. They're tied for the next least number. So I'm going to move over a digit. Now I'm going to compare the 1 and the 0. So now I can see the 0 is smaller. So this is my next least number, 0.405. Now I compare these two. I'm still back on this first digit, so 4 is definitely smaller. So 0.41 in its original form. And then the 0.5 is last. And I write it in its original form. Any questions? All right, you guys are going to be great at that. How do I write the number as a mixed number? How do I write a decimal as a mixed number? Well, here's something really cool. If you say the number out loud, the way you say it helps you write the mixed number. So let's say this one would be 12 and 25. What's the place value? Get ready?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Thanks for being with me. Hundreds. So as a mixed number, I'm going to say 12, and then the and just means I'm going to move to my fraction. 25 hundredths. So 25 hundredths. How you say it is how you write it. It's totally cool. But I'm going to reduce my fraction. Always reduce your fractions if you can. So that's going to be 12 and I'm going to divide out a quarter. Right? I'm thinking money. I always see quarters and dollars. So there's 1 on top, 4 on the bottom. 12 and 1/4. Let's try this one. What's the place value of the 5 thing? Get ready?
Thousands.
Good. Thousands. So my mixed number, I have nothing in the front, so there's no whole number. But I'm going to write how I said it, 125 thousandths. This one will be fun to reduce. I'm thinking money again. I'm thinking about 25. I'm thinking $10. So quarters ought to go into that. Let's reduce it by dividing 25 out of the top. How many quarters are in $1.25? There's 5. How many quarters are in $10? Anyone know that one? Ethan? 40. 40 is right. Look at that. I can reduce it again because both are factors of 5. Or sorry, both are multiples of 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So that's how I can go from a decimal to a fraction. Say it. How you say it is how you write it. It's pretty cool. It helps you out. All right, express each fraction or mixed number as a decimal number. So it's kind of like what we did in our bell ringer today. 3/8, I'm going to long divide 8 into 3. So remember, a denominator goes into the numerator. How does it go, class? Get ready?
Into the numerator.
You got some of you got all of it, some of you got part of it. Denominator into the numerator. 8 into 3, so it won't go. I add in a 0. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract, I get 6. Bring down a 0. 8 into 60. How many times does 8 go? Think. Get ready?
7.
7. Good. 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract, I get 4. Let's try another one. See, because I don't see any patterns yet. 8 will go into 40. How many times? Get ready?
5.
5. 5, 8, 40. I have a 0 remainder. So that means this is my answer. It stopped. There's no more digits. There's a name for that. It's called terminating. What is that called? Get ready?
Terminating.
Terminating. That's a terminating decimal. So, 2.5 would be 2.5. That terminates, right? It doesn't keep going. So, why does that matter? Because if I took any rational number, remember a rational number is a number that can be expressed as a fraction. Here's how you remember ratio. There's a fraction right there, ratio. There's 3 possible outcomes. Either I'm going to get an integer. For example, here's a rational number. The answer is an integer. Or I'm going to divide a number and get a terminating decimal number. So like 1/8, when we divided that, remember the one we had, 0.125, it terminates. The other case is when we get a non-terminating decimal. For example, 1/3. If I long divided that, I'd get 0.3333. Okay? These are sage questions. They'll say, which of these is a terminating decimal? Which of these rational numbers is an integer? All right, so here's your 3 possible outcomes.
Thought we were taking C.
All right, so let's now talk about how to take a decimal and go to a percentage. 0.4 to a percent, here's the really cool shortcut trick. You can times it by 100%. The easy way is to go once, twice. Move that decimal 2 times to the right. What direction do I move it when I convert to a percentage? Get ready?
2 times to the right.
2 times to the right. So I'm going to get 40. So fill in that little spot with the 0. 40%. So to convert this one, I'd go once, twice, draw my point, fill it in with a 0, and I get 20%. How do I do this one? Let's call on someone. How would I move the decimal on this one? What about Lexi?
We still times it by 100.
Okay, where does that end up my decimal?
12.5.
12.5%. Very good. Any questions on that? Connor.
It's actually not a question, it's a comment.
Okay.
So one thing that I learned about this in 5th grade, I think it was that if it's times 10%, it's a cyclops. I'll stick a weird eye. But if it's times 100, then it's Garfield with weird eyes.
Garfield did have those big buggy eyes, didn't he? Okay, we're going to go the opposite direction. 5% to a decimal. So if I'm given a percent, how do I move it to a decimal? We're going to go the other way. We're going to go once, twice, make your new point, fill it in with a 0, and you get rid of the percentage. So it'd be 0.05. So here I'm going to just go once, twice, to the left. What direction do I move it? Get ready?
Left.
To the left. I get 2.25. Arranging least to greatest. Before you arrange fraction, percent, decimal, put them all in the same form. So either put them all in percent, or all in fraction, or all in decimal. Look at them. Which form would be easiest to change them into? Rachel. So either all fractions. Should I change that to a fraction, a fraction, a fraction? Or should I change this to a decimal, decimal? What do you think? Should I change them all to percents? What would be the easiest? What would be the least amount of change? Preston? Decimal. Let's find out why. Ding, ding, put my decimal there. I got 0.12. That's already a decimal. That's already a decimal. Is that an easy decimal? 0.5. Could I now compare them and do least to greatest? I could do that. Okay, great. All right, let's talk money. You ever been in the store and they're saying, hey, we're only going to have to pay 80% of the original cost. You're getting 20% off discount because you're going to pay 80% of $40. Well, how much will you end up paying? Here's how you can do it. 80%. What does percent mean? Get ready?
Per 100.
Per 100. That's what we talked about yesterday, right? So 80 per 100. Of means multiply. What does of mean? Get ready?
Multiply.
Multiply. So we're going to times it by $40. So changing my percent to a fraction actually makes it pretty easy because look, I'm going to factor out a 10. I'm going to factor out another 10. I'm left with 8 times 4, which is $32. Does the answer make sense? Is $32 80% of 40? If I had 20% off, would I have $8 marked off my price? That makes sense. Makes sense. Here's the last one. 8.25% sales tax on a $20 purchase. Let's estimate, which means we can round this to 8%. What are we rounding it to? Get ready?
8%.
8%. Let's round this to the nearest whole number, which is, get ready?
$20.
$20. So 8% of 20. That's what we're looking for. Of means, think. Get ready? Multiply. So we're going to do 8% times 20, but you can't multiply a percentage. Ever. You have to take the percent off, which means I'm either going to have to do 8 per 100, which I kind of like, or if you want to go this, ding, ding.
That's what I always do.
You can do that. And multiply. I like this because then you can go like this. And you get 8 times 2, which is 16, over 10, which is 1.6. So we're talking money. Throw the dollar sign on, throw the 0 on. Some of you on your test forgot the dollar sign and the 0, so make sure you go back to your problem and find out what form it's supposed to be in. Does it make sense? If I spent $20 and I paid tax, would it make sense to pay $1.60 of tax? If tax came out to be $16, would that make sense? No. Not really. If it came out to be 16 cents, would that make sense? So check your decimal place, make sure you got it in the right spot. Okay, we're on page 82. Do problems A, C, F, J, N, and T. They're right here. It'll take it 20 seconds. Stand up, break. Move your body around. Are we gonna do